for everybody, because it's been a marvelous series already, and for us to be 2-1 up against a team of the caliber of Cleveland at this stage is absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, it's a great one for us. I mean, it seems to be working according to plan. We decided that we want to take the first one this time and not always keep chasing these guys. So we got a little bit of momentum. Now they have to chase us.
Chasing the Dallas Sidekicks has become Cleveland's game, like it or not. In fact, the Sidekicks have never displayed a better brand of soccer.
Some of those games that we were losing to, say, Baltimore and Cleveland, there was that fine line, and now we've erased that fine line, and we're in control, and I think Cleveland's a bit stunned by that.
Tonight, we dig right inside because our team was really tired tonight, and we find, you know, a little bit of energy there to pull away, and we did, you know. That's the important part.
But even more important is the way this team has suddenly fine-tuned their performance.
We're all together. I can't believe, I mean, every single player, I mean, whether they're not playing or whether they're all involved, and they're giving, I mean, they're giving all the boys that are on there 110%, and when they go on, they're doing the same thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's just, I mean, it's just great.
The bonus in all this is that fan attendance improved again on Wednesday night, making the future of this team even brighter.
We're just, you know, savoring the moment. Every game we go out, we take it one game at a time. You know, we're not predicting anything. We're not looking too forward at anything. We're just going out and playing and trying to make the best of the moment, and that's what it comes down to for us.
This series is far from over, but if the Sidekicks can get by Cleveland, it's on to the MISL Championship. Quite a change for a team that was fighting to survive in this city just 1 year ago. George Reba, Channel 8 Sports.
Detroit did win Game 6 tonight, 113-105, and if it didn't take 11 minutes to play the last 45 seconds, I would have shown you some of the highlights of that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Go Sidekick.
Their plane touched down a little before 3 o'clock, but rest assured the Sidekicks will be flying high for quite some time.
This is too much of a wonderful moment to allow it to end too soon. We want to enjoy this as long as we can.
The Sidekicks earned this hero's welcome after their 4-3 victory in Cleveland last night. A hat trick from Tattoo led the Sidekicks to their first ever Eastern Division title and guaranteed them a ticket to the championship series with the winner of the Tacoma San Diego playoffs.
Nobody against Baltimore expected us to win, and we didn't. Against Cleveland was the same thing. Nobody expected us to win, and we did it. And I hope Tacoma or San Diego, nobody expected us to win, so what happened, you know, never know.
Right now, I think it doesn't matter who we play next. Just, you know, right now we think we can beat any team.
We are very happy to be the underdogs. It suits us fine at the moment.
The MISL playoffs have launched the Sidekicks into a new era. As athletes, they are determined to give Dallas a championship title. As people, they are genuinely touched by the growing support in the stands.
We're not only playing for ourselves, but we're playing for them because they get so much enjoyment and so much enthusiasm that it gets us fired up, and there's no way that we want to lose for them.
The courtship between the Sidekicks and the city of Dallas seems to be blossoming into a real love affair, and this is one romance these people would like to see last for a long, long time. Andrea Joyce, Channel 8 Sports.
Starting pitching is killing me.
IP Restaurants, home cooking worth going out for. And by Gallery by Hager, clothes with the fit for the fit.
In the Tacoma Dome, an all-time major indoor soccer league record crowd of 20,284 jammed the place and screamed for their stars. In the 5th game of the series, it was tied at 2-2 going in. Defensive stalwart Neil Megson turned offensive star early, took the pass from Steve Jungle, and the Stars were up 1-0. Then Godfrey Ingram got the first of 3 power play goals, and these Stars were winging 2-0. Dallas was down and out in Tacoma, but not for long. Kevin Smith on a return pass from Ed Radwanski made it 2-1 in the second period. Then Radwanski with the left foot chip tied it at 2-2. Suddenly, the Stars were in a bit of trouble at home, and Coach Alan Hinton was talking very fiercely to no one in particular. But in the third period, the incomparable Pregame took over. Look at this pass threaded through the Dallas defense to Ricky Davis, and that put Tacoma ahead 3-2. Pregame has been a standout in these series, and it would be Pregame again just moments later. Jungle fans, but Pregame does not miss upper right-hand corner. His 6th goal of the series. He also has 11 assists. Tacoma has scored 30 goals in the 5 games, and Pregame has been part of 17 of them. The Yugoslavian star is someone Dallas must stop tonight if they plan on evening the series. This has been a hard series. High pressure, high scoring, high contact. Smash mouth soccer has been played in both Tacoma and Dallas, leaving the stars of the Sidekicks and Stars emotionally and physically drained. Tonight, can Dallas even the series at 3 apiece, or does Tacoma win it all in the MISL? Live from Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas, Home Sports Entertainment presents Game 6 of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championships between the Tacoma Stars and the Dallas Sidekicks. Hello again, everyone. My name is Norm Hitzges. Alongside to do the analysis tonight, as usual, former star player and coach of the Dallas Tornado, Mike Renshaw. Michael, in this series, Tacoma has outscored Dallas by 8 goals combined in the 5 games. But, Mike, one thing accounts for all of it, the power plays.
That's been the difference in the series to date, Norm. If the Sidekicks are to win Game 6, they've not only got to stop the power play, they've got to stop Tacoma from getting in the power play situation and stop giving away the sort of stupid fouls that they gave away the other night in Tacoma that really cost them the game.
There's one other thread to this series. In Tacoma, Pregeme's gone wild, and the Stars have won all games there. In Dallas, Tattoo's gone wild, and Dallas has won the games here.
No doubt these are the 2 key players. Dallas has got to continue to do the job on Pregame that they did in games 3 and 4 here, and hope that they can break Tattoo loose again. They need to give him a bit more support than they did the other night. But those 2 factors right there are the key to this game tonight.
Joining us for the Tacoma perspective tonight is former star player with the Stars, and now their analyst on radio and TV, Jim McAllister. Jim, this team has a game advantage and can win it tonight. I heard a lot of people in Tacoma saying, gee, we'd like to bring it back for Game 7 in Tacoma. I don't get a feeling the Stars want to go back to Tacoma.
Anytime you can grab a major national championship and you're on the brink of doing something a lot of players have never done, you dive in both feet and try to win it.
Jimmy, this series has been hard physically on the players, hasn't it?
Sure, there's been a lot of games and not too many days. Anytime the bumps and bruises from the regular season come out in the playoffs, and it's just very hard on the players.
Tell you what, though, if you're tired with Game 6 of a championship series on tap, you don't deserve to be on the floor tonight. Next up, Game 6. Will the Stars win it, or will the Sidekicks even it? We are just moments away from the start of Game 6 here at Reunion Arena. The Tacoma Stars lead this best-of-7 series 3 games to 2. We have been on the home team side every game of this series. Tacoma's won all 3 games at home, and in this arena here in Dallas, the Sidekicks, who trailed 2 games to none when they came back here last Saturday and Sunday, won back-to-back games by the scores of 5-3 and 6-5 to even this series. They will be attempting to even it again this evening. And before we go any further, Mike Renshaw, let us welcome our viewers from Southern California and the Prime Ticket Cable Network this evening. Obviously on the floor, this being the last Sidekicks home game, win or lose, there are a lot of ceremonies going on. There was a mayor's presentation just made. We have yet to have the national anthem of the evening yet, as we're about 3 or 4 minutes behind in the schedule to start this game. Michael, in the pregame warm-ups, Jungle was really looking stiff, wasn't he?
Yes, he looked a bit shaky, but he's the sort of big game player, Norm, that I think can rise to the occasion, and he's certainly somebody that the Sidekicks need to be careful of tonight.
Steve Jungle, the lord of all indoors. If there's an offensive record in this league, he holds it. Now, before the start of Game 6 of the MISL Championship playoffs, our national anthem. Those of you from the Dallas-Fort Worth area just might recognize the voice, maybe not the face, but the voice of national anthem singer Donna Hinojosa, who also, by the way, is the receptionist for the Dallas Mavericks. When you call the Mavericks, that's the good-looking lady who answers the phone at the Mavericks offices. One of the key sticking points in this series has been the officials. After games 3 and 4, Alan Hinton made some derogatory remarks about the officials who worked those games. Herb Silva was the head man in those games in games 3 and 4. And Mike, here he is again.
Well, he was, Alan was very upset about the officiating. I didn't think he really had a reason to be upset, but Silva does have a terrible record when he's refereed Tacoma games.
No, Tacoma has a terrible record when Silva's refereed the games. The Stars, by the way, are 4-10 this season when Herb Silva's been the referee. In the midst of that gaggle of Dallas Sidekick players is veteran goalie Chris Sobieski. And Mike, if there's one man who might be fatigued tonight, it's Sobieski, who's had a long run in the playoffs.
Well, we noticed that the goalkeeper at the other end is Mike Dowler, who did not play the other night in Tacoma. Tacoma is alternating their goalkeepers. Gordon Jago feels he has to go with Sobieski. Sobieski is no spring chicken, and he looked a little tired, I thought, Norm, the other night. I think it's critical for him to get back on his game tonight if the Sidekicks are going to win the game.
Chris Sobieski is 36 years old. He's played all but one of the Stars of the Sidekicks game in goal. That is new Dallas Maverick basketball coach John McLeod, shaking hands with Channel 5 anchor Scott Murray, and right there is Channel 8 sports reporter Jerry Orr, and it's obvious the Stars are out to see the Stars in Sidekicks. Gordon Jago's club would love to be the 6th straight home floor winner tonight and send this back to a game Saturday night in Tacoma, which, by the way, we would televise live starting at 9:30 Saturday night from the Tacoma Dome that was a zoo the other night of sound and sight. That place was jammed, and Tacoma has promised another sellout if there's a Game 7 on Saturday.
Well, this place is rocking and rolling here again tonight, Norm.
This probably won't be a sellout. There are a few empty seats. They're expecting 13 or 14,000 people here at Reunion, where they've sold out twice in the playoff. And here come the Sidekicks on the run to the left wing. That's Powers in front, taken by Preki, and the little Yugoslavian dodges a tackle, dodges another. We will try to give you a radio play-by-play the first 4 or 5 minutes so you get familiar with the people on each team. This is Ralph Black Dowler in goal. He's a Welshman who played most of his career in Wichita, suffered a serious knee injury, and is just coming back to form. First foul of the game. It's against Dallas, and just what you were talking about, Mike.
And look at this now. They've left him wide open.
Shot. Oh, and it gets by Sobieski, but not on net. Mike, just as you said, Dallas picks up a cheap foul early, and that's been a part of their undoing so far. Tattoo left foot wide, scooped out of there by Neil Megson. It's loose in front of the box, and it's headed out to midfield, where Adolphus Doc Lawson picks it up for the Sidekicks, and they come back on to Tattoo. Sliding tackle, wonderfully done in there by Blassingame, and look out, he can really run. He's free, Lawson's with him, the 2 fastest men in the 2 teams. Blassingame shot is over the top of the goal, and already Dallas has allowed 2 soirees into their defensive end. This is Willie Milano, the little Colombian, goes left across the red line and leaves it for Smudger Smith.
Sidekicks might be feeling the pressure here to win this game. Norm, they've started off a little shaky, I think.
Milano's ball off the boards, comes out to Wes McLeod. The midfielder to Milano. Across for Redwanski, who misread the flow and cut toward the goal instead of the middle. Redwanski comes back, plays the ball off the Stars player, but it heads to the corner, trickles out of there, and is picked up by McLeod, and this is exactly what we saw in Tacoma. These 2 teams play non-stop soccer.
This is going to be end-to-end all night.
And that's the kind of soccer you hope to see every time you go to an MISL game, and it's the kind these 2 teams play every game. Jurenovich dodges Crook, shot partially blocked. Redwanski, this is Powers. Powers to the right foot for Moreland, who plays in the middle. This is a strange lineup for Dallas on the floor right now. It's got 3 people who are career defensemen in the league, and Radwanski, who came into the league as a penalty killer, along with Carpin, who's really the only, quote, offensive player, and he has the ball. Radwanski scoops it through, and Dowler, a bobbling save. Loose in there, Milano and Smith get after it, digging, it comes up the board. Down goes a Stars player. Lawson has it, it's in! It's in!
What a rocket shot by Lawson!
Back Lawson!
Dowler never even moved. Dowler had the best view of that in the arena. What a view he had of it. Pick it out of the net.
Dowler was caught totally unawares. He reacted to the ball only after it hit in the net and came out as Lawson hits a rocket.
Lawson digs it away from Tusker, and a rocket with no wind-up.
Look at Dowler.
He waved at it as he went by.
Dowler had all the reaction of a man trying to hail a cab in a New York City rainstorm. It just went by. Look at Dowler. Now, Dowler was in pretty good position, but Lawson hits a rocket that's probably going to be called unassisted. Lawson at 11:07 of the first period puts Dallas ahead, and we are rocking. Orland keeps it. Dallas keeps it. You know, a key, Mike, tonight of staying out of foul trouble for the Sidekicks has been their possession of the ball. They've had it most of this first quarter.
Just about had the better of it. Anything can happen in this game, though, and it does change quickly. Approaching 30 seconds left in the period. Powers comes out.
And Tattoo on, and Dallas will try to keep it the last half minute. Play for a score. Headed over the glass. It'll be Dallas to kick in from the sideline. 27 seconds remaining.
Black complaining to the official there that Carpin held him. He might have a point as well. Carpin was trying to just shield Black away from the ball rather than play the ball himself.
In the championship series games like this one, in the finals, the home team in the history of the MISL has won 26 and lost 10. That's extraordinarily strong. Lawson turns on Blasingame, tries to thread it through, and then Lawson runs on the loose ball. His power foot really has got to be respected. If he could only put a higher percentage of shots on net.
I'm sorry, the ball came back at him rather quickly and caught him a bit too close to the ball when he swung his leg. Got underneath it a little bit and lifted it up into the upper decks there.
It looks like with 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, the Stars are just going to be happy to take this 1-0 deficit to their bench and talk with Alan Hinton, and that's going to be it as Dowler slings it out. The quarter ends at Reunion, and the home team, on the strength of a goal by Doc Lawson, leads this 6th game, a must-win for Dallas, 1-0. We return with second quarter action in the MISL Championship Series after these messages. Almost total disuse near the end of the regular season, but Mike, he's played a huge role in these playoffs.
Well, Gordon disciplined him for getting injured in a pickup basketball game the day of the game. Can you believe it? Which is just inexperienced, a young player, you know, and he's got him out of the lineup. Since he's got back in the lineup, he's done very well.
Well, and let's face it, it doesn't take double-digit IQ to realize you shouldn't be playing pickup basketball on a game day.
Well, he knows it now.
Yes, he does. And he's been a much better player since spending some time on the bench.
He's a dangerous Precky.
Fakes left foot, comes back right, slip it through. Can heel turn? No, he can't. Wants a foul, doesn't get it.
High pressure again by the Stars early.
Yes. Their forwards work hard defensively. Tattoo gets some running room. Slips it to Milano. He likes the left foot. Turns back right, chips left, across in front. Just eludes the foot of Tattoo as he goes down.
Well, you've seen penalties called for less. Mexon didn't play the ball. He played Tattoo.
But, Mike, if the referees are going to be a little lax in calling penalties, I don't think Tattoo minds it, because penalties have been the downfall of Dallas, not Tacoma.
That's right, and if they call that one, they've got to obviously call a penalty kick.
Tattoo hits the post, spun on the defender, and hit the wood, and it came straight out.
Counter-attack the other end, here's Heel.
Alone, it's in.
How quickly this game can change. Should have been a goal at one end, hits the post. From the rebound, Tacoma attacks. First real good shot on goal they've had. Sobieski can't be happy about that one.
Well, Dallas came within literally an inch or two of being up 2-0. Had the ball been an inch or two more to the goal side of Tattoo's shot, it would have stayed in instead of kicking straight out. Tacoma reacts, swings at the length of the floor, and Gary Heel scores. Now watch this.
So this is where Tattoo needs to get the ball out, where he's got the option of turning either way. Accuracy right on target. Boom. Inside of the far post. Ball out to Gray. Early outlet pass by Gray.
Beautifully done. Gray reacted so fabulously. He deserves every bit of the assist he got on the goal.
He said yes, he's sitting on the ground. You know, he's on his heels when that shot is hit. I don't like that at all.
Shot just wide by Lawson. Ooh, we almost had a quick goal to get Dallas the lead back.
This is a situation down this end that the Sidekicks don't win. They get Mark Carpin marking Steve Jungle.
Played back to Dowler. 5.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Still tied, 1-1. Ingram double team. On the floor, Lawson heads the ball forward. Davis, fine pass off the boards to Waters, who's free. Left foot, he's in there. Off the glass, it's going to go in. Jungle, as you said, you didn't want Carpin on Jungle, and that turns out to be a goal.
Oh, you see, that's a mental mistake there. You know, Carpin was guarding Jungle for about 15 or 20 seconds. He couldn't get off him. He didn't want to be on him, but it's a mismatch.
The run, though, is a beauty by Waters. Terrific job, and then a terrific pass off the boards, and Jungle just swipes at it and steers it into the net.
Not the prettiest goal he's ever scored, but certainly an important one for the Stars.
And Waters has been a thorn in the Sidekicks this whole series, has had an outstanding defensive series, also had 2 goals in one of the early games in Tacoma, and now assists on the game leader. Here's Dallas with a chance. Milano's shot off the board, steered out of there by Megson.
Well, the Sidekicks have had all the chances, only have 1 goal to show for it. Tacoma is certainly a very efficient team. They've shown that throughout this series, throughout the playoffs, in fact. They've been outshot in every game, an average of 10 shots a game, but their efficiency of their shooting is tremendous. That's what's given them this 2-1 lead.
Well, they really had only 3 or 4 opportunities and lead the game 2-1. Dallas has hit a post. Well, Jungle has been jinxed in this series. He had only 2 goals in the 9 Dallas Tacoma game, and there's bad luck. Moreland shot with Dowler down, goes up over, but not in.
Dowler laying on the ground, turned around and saw the ball falling right back into his arms.
You know, if there's one consolation for Dallas, it's that Dowler does not look very strong in this game. He's been beatable. Milano, he's got McLeod on his left. Willie turns left foot, tries to sneak it through Camp. .420 to go.
Tattoo trying to post up on Megson there at the edge of the box. Now the pumping and pushing going on. Milano again. Gives it away.
Chip in, Tattoo, left foot turn off the glass, nobody there. Down goes Tattoo.
He tried to shield the ball, but Davis got a bit of the ball and a bit of Tattoo as well. Tattoo is down on the floor. Looks like he might be hurt.
It's 5-on-4. Dowler now comes over to see if he's hurt. Herb Silva stops play for the fallen player, and that's Mike Dowler, the keeper. Now it comes Steve Smith, the trainer for the Sidekicks. He's the fellow on the left.
It could be the Sidekick season laying on the ground right there if he doesn't get up.
The ethyl chloride's coming out. That's good news. Usually ethyl chloride's used only for bruises and kicks. The doctor has joined the picture.
You know, psychologically, the Sidekicks can't afford to lose him.
No. This is not a team prepared to play for the MISL Championship without Tattoo. Antonio Carlos Pecorare, the fantastic armadillo.
So we try to get his body here. between the ball, see, and Davis. And he got a knee, looks like in the upper thigh area. It's a good strong play by Davis, nothing wrong with it. Challenge for the ball.
Got the ball, and then the players collided. Okay play. Sadly, an injury results from it, but an okay play by Ricky Davis. Tattoo looks fine. And as you mentioned, Mike, it does look like the upper left thigh of Tattoo. 3:49 remaining in the first half. Boy, if anybody has a right to a few weeks off after this season, it's the MVP, who late in the regular season literally carried this team on his back for about 5 or 6 weeks as others were injured.
Well, they're in this game because of him. They're still playing in mid-June because of him.
There's Pregame around Lawson. He tries to steer it to Jungle. They get a bad break that almost turned into a great break. Here's the ball stolen again. There's the shot. Knocked out of there by Moreland. Dallas incredibly fortunate to not be down 3 or 4 to 1. And
a sloppy outlet pass here by Sobieski. He makes the save, and it hits Powers in the back.
Yeah, it was a sloppy outlet pass.
Bounces to Pregame. Nice pass into Zungel, who just decides to lave it.
And Moreland, fortunately, just flying back, makes the save. That is the 12th shot on goal for Tacoma, the 12th shot period. 15 shots for the Sidekicks. That in going with the trend in this series and every other Tacoma series to be outshot but not outscored.
Well, the momentum switched here because that's the second ball kicked off the line by a Sidekick defender with Sobieski beaten.
By the way, Chris Sobieski has yet to make a save this period, a period in which the Stars have gotten 2 goals. Sobie has been more than a bit shaky. And even if Dallas wins, Mike, you wonder about his ability to go back Saturday night in Tacoma and play a 7th game.
Yeah.
Ingram around McLeod. McLeod just grabs it.
2-minute penalty.
Yes, it should be a 2-minute penalty, and it is. McLeod knows it. He knows Ingram's gone.
Yeah, he knows Ingram's got him for speed. Yeah. It's a good call. You can't argue with that. McLeod probably did the right thing because Ingram was streaking in on goal. He had a teammate wide open on the left side. But the way this team finishes their chances, we could have been looking at 3-1 Tacoma right now.
Now, some terrible for Gordon Jago power play stats from Tacoma. In this series, the Stars have had a man advantage 18 times. They've scored 12 of them. 9 straight games in the playoffs, Tacoma has at least 1 power play goal. They are without question, by far, the all-time record-holding power play team in this league. Look at that. 30 goals on 45 power play attempts in the playoffs. On this power play, 4 men with more than 40 goals in the regular season. Minute and 45 remaining in the 2-minute penalty to Wes McLeod. Dallas will try to pressure Ingram, get the ball loose. Red one? No, not quite.
Well, what the Stars do so well on this power play is it's not so much the middleman, the quarterback, who sets up the killing pass, the final pass. It's one of the wing players, and they try and knock it all the way across to the other open wing player.
There's Jungle. Stop. Smith try to kill a little time. He makes the run. Good job, Smith. Redwatsky on the run, short-handed the other way. Stop, tries to save a little time. Smith's going to wind up. No, he isn't. He tries to thread it through. You're out of it. Short-handed goal! Short-handed goal
by Kevin Smith. What a tremendous when you score a man-down goal, that's always a tremendous lift. Radwanski inside to Smith, fakes the shot, draws the defender, Pregame. Plays it, Juremovic, one touch back to Smith. Thank you very much. Dowler got a great look at it again.
Mike, one thing about the Tacoma power play, they have 5 offensive players on their power play, but there's no defender out there.
Well, you saw the way Pregame defended. I mean, Preggame's about twice as quick as Smith, and Smith goes by him there like he's a trash can standing still or something.
And again, with no defender, Tacoma literally leaves Dowler naked, and Dallas on the goal by Kevin Smith. The assist to Mike Juremovic has evened this one at 2-2 in this playoff series.
Now remember, we're still in a Tacoma power play. Minute 20 left in the power play, 2:04 left in the half.
The first shorthanded goal in this entire series. And for Kevin Smith in the playoffs, 11 goals, 7 assists, and 18 points. That ties him with Mark Carpenter for the second highest scorer for the Sidekicks. But as Mike pointed out, 15 remaining in this power play opportunity for the Stars. It would be a real emotional downer to give the lead up again for Dallas. Headed, jungle, shot, blocked. It's in front, it's loose, it's out of there. 59 seconds remaining in the power play. 1:43 and a half of a dilly of a soccer game and soccer series. Boy, one just hopes that the people who said, indoor soccer, have caught a glimpse of any one of the games of this series, Mike.
Well, the mistake the league made 8 years ago was calling it soccer. Like you said, Norm, if they'd have called it indoor Dumaflucci, they'd have been packing these stadiums all over the country by now.
That's right. Indoor Dumaflucci may have had a chance to make it. Soccer had a poor United States reputation to live down. As you can see, time being killed, more time being killed. Under 35 seconds to go in the penalty. Look at Smith dig and kill time as there's now under a half minute in the Tacoma penalty. This is going to be the Stars' last real shot at their power play. And the man to direct it is the star of this series for them, Pregame. Oh, Ingram on the wing. It's in front. It just rolls by
away
Heel.
there from Heel. He was wide open.
10 seconds to penalty.
Pregame again.
Pregame, screen shot by Ingram is over the glass. That's going to end the penalty. 5 seconds to go. Dallas will have staved off the penalty.
And this crowd is coming alive. Not that they were dead.
Well, Mike, but in a way, Tacoma had taken the crowd out of this game, had taken the air out of the Sidekicks with those 2-second period goals.
Well, as has been the case all throughout this series, when Tacoma has a power play, he scored.
Yes.
This time the Sidekicks scored the goal.
Of all things, Tacoma has converted 2 out of every 3 chances. We knew a goal would be scored, basically. The statistics sheet told you that. Nobody knew it would be Dallas. Sobieski, long ball. In midfield, 45 seconds to go in the half. That's McLeod. He's out of the penalty box. The teams are at full strength. Milano to a left foot. Blocked. Foul.
4 against Dallas. 34 seconds to play in second period.
Again, there's really no foul trouble. That's only 4 against Dallas, and we have 34 seconds remaining. Long ball, oh my goodness.
Good ball, that dangerous ball.
And McLeod has to clear, and Tacoma suddenly has created an opportunity.
McLeod would have preferred to try and get that away to the side there. But rather than let Heel get it, he kicked it anywhere he could. Corner kick, very dangerous situation. Very dangerous situation.
It turns out McLeod grabbing Ingram was one of the finest things that's happened to the Sidekicks in this game.
Well, we said it was a good foul at the time, you know, he had to do it.
Here is Ingram to take the tight corner. Jungle out to his right, and out on the point is Megson. Look out for Megson. He scored twice already. That's Megson, and it's blocked
by Heel.
Oh, a break for the Sidekicks there, and it skipped by the foot of Heel, and Sobieski will clean up with 17 seconds remaining.
That's it on the break. He's not going to outrun Ingram, though.
No, he isn't. I think the Sidekicks should probably be advised, yeah, and they're just going to let it trickle out here. Here it comes. McLeod looks up, 4 seconds. Yeah, that's the way to play it. Go to halftime with the score tied. Dallas on a late inspirational goal from the smudger. Kevin Smith has tied it. Michael, let me put you in both coaches' places. First of all, you're Gordon Jago. What are you saying at halftime to your Sidekicks?
Well, I think what he says to them is that they're in the game, they're tied at 2, they're coming out on an emotional high, they've got to carry that forward into the 3rd period, they've got to start hitting their shots on target, they've got to play with a little bit more composure in front of goal, keep defending the way they are, they'll win the game.
If you're Alan Hinton in the Stars locker room, what do you say?
Well, he can't be too disappointed. He knew it was going to be a tough game coming in here. He's tied. His team has got all the firepower in the world. If he can keep it tight at the back, keep Tattoo under wraps, he still feels he can win this game.
And his message can be, hey, play 30 more minutes of outstanding soccer, and you can have the rest of the summer off. It's 2-2, Tacoma and Dallas. Another dandy soccer game, Game 6 of this MISL Championship Series. Halftime continues with interviews with Alan Hinton and Gordon Jago. Stay with us.
Of course, but it's been a marvellous season, and as always, you know, you'd sooner be working even though you're tired than out there perhaps playing golf or tennis, because that means you're still involved in the championship. But it is a long season, no doubt about it.
It's been almost a fairy tale. Well, tonight?
Well, I've said that it is a fairy tale, and therefore all fairy tales have a happy ending.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Gordon. The travel has been a tremendous factor in this championship series. The distance from Dallas to Tacoma, and the fact that if it goes to a 7th game, you're going to have to make 6 trips there and back.
Yeah, this has been a very difficult series for both teams, you know, because we came out of a very difficult series prior to with a bit of traveling, and I think it's going to be changed. I think it has to be changed, because all we're doing now is traveling one day, playing the next. And I noticed that Alan Hinton had remarked about this, that how could you get your team up and so on and so forth. And it's very true. It's exceedingly different. I think very close to 2,000 miles as well, and you've got a time zone difference, and it is extremely difficult on the players, because not only all the physical and mental effort that they're putting in, the traveling really kills you.
So you think the league will go to a 2-3-2 format next season?
I would think so, Mike, from the experience that they've had this. I mean, you imagine if it had been Baltimore, Tacoma, you know, with a 3-hour time difference and even further mileage, and I think somehow that there'll be a move in this AGM in the summer that they'll put forward a suggestion of a 2-3-2. And I know from our experience, as much as we're enjoying being in the championship series, I think without doubt that we'd vote for that, because it really is an exceptionally hard period of time.
If I know you, Gordon, and I think I know you a little bit, you'll be already planning for next season, even though this season's not even over yet.
Yes, that's my responsibility, that's my duty. You know, we've seen this year where we have our strengths, where we have our weaknesses, and although I'm very, very proud of the young men and what they've done for us, you know, we have to keep on the move, we have to keep adding. There are some areas that we have to strengthen. We've got to get some more forward players, because, you know, if you take away Tattoo's 73 goals, brilliant season. Mark Carpin, I think 20-odd. Then after that is a little bit of a gap that we don't want. So we've got to get more people who can come in with these 30 and 40 goals. We've certainly got to look at the goalkeeping position. We brought in young Mark White, but it didn't quite work out for him or for us, and we're a little bit disappointed on that one. And that means that Chris has had to take too much of a heavy load. And if they're going to a 56-game program, which I'm hearing at this moment, you can't ask one keeper. You need to have 2.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Back with halftime highlights after these messages.
It's the beauty and splendor of Europe's oldest thoroughbred racing track. It's an international field of 3-year-olds battling to prove themselves, and who simply have a way of making a horse race magic. It's the Budweiser Irish Derby, Saturday, June 27th. It's the sport of kings and the king of beers, the Budweiser Irish Derby.
Get there. Get there in a monster from Big Billy Barrett.
To the right there has more than a passing interest in the success of soccer in Dallas. Lamar Hunt poured millions into trying to get Americans to accept the game here outdoors. And here he is watching a nearly sold-out arena for an indoor game a few years after his involvement in the sport has ended. 4 goals in the first half. We've got them all for you in case you're late joining us. Here's what's transpired. First of all, Mike, Doc Lawson, fantastic individual play.
Well, it certainly was. He did great to win the ball against the boards, against a very tough player, Tuxer, looked up and just rifled it into the roof of the net. And as we said earlier, no chance for Dowler.
That was the only goal of the first period in this game. Dallas led 1-0 after the first 15 minutes. And that lead held up another 5 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, he started with this unlucky effort by Tattoo, turned, beat Megson one of the few times, hit a left foot shot to the far post, bounces back to Gray, good early outlet pass to Heel, had a look around, came in on Sobieski, head down and rifles it past him at the near post. Sobie's not sharp.
Yeah, and 4 minutes later, Heel and his Stars had a lead. This is Waters. Fine run, and then Jungle for the goal, Mike.
It was a fine run. Just played it off the boards, and Jungle beat Carpen, who was not a defender, to the ball and just slid it past Sobieski.
Yeah, somebody besides Carpen's going to have to mark Jungle. But here, shorthanded, Dallas makes a fabulous turnaround goal.
And poor defending by Preki. Smith gets by. I mean, Smith drifted into the penalty area, totally unmarked. He played the ball off to Uremovic. He went into the penalty area, and everybody left him alone.
Yeah, well, you can tell there's no defenders playing on the power play team for the
Stars.
Stars.
They all followed the ball. They all followed the progress of the ball, had a good look at it over to Uremovic, and then looked around, and there was Smith all alone.
Well, Mike, when you've got 4 40-goal scorers on your power play, they're pretty good at following the ball, apparently. At the halftime, here's something odd. Tacoma leads in shots.
That is probably the first time for this series, I believe, Norm, with 18 to Dallas's 16.
Dallas 5 saves, quite frankly. Lawson and Moreland made the biggest saves of the first half, each of them picking balls off the goal line. And in the saves for Tacoma, Neil Megson made the best save for them, getting back to his goal line to block a Tattoo header. The key thing here, 1 power play opportunity for Tacoma, no goals for them, and a shorthanded goal for Dallas. Big turnaround goal.
Very big turnaround goal, and the play of the game to this point, because Tacoma, with their power play record, you would think we're going to go ahead 3-1 and maybe get to a point where this game was getting out of reach of the Sidekicks. Instead, Smith with a great effort, Uremovic with a great pass, 2-2. That's where we are right now. Should be a tremendous second half.
And of all the times to have it happen just before halftime, so that you go into halftime having killed a power play, which has been your biggest weakness in the series, and having scored a shorthand goal, which is nothing short of a minor miracle for the Sidekicks. Dowler heads back to his goal, and quite honestly, Mike, we haven't had very sharp goalkeeping in this game.
No, neither one of them has looked particularly sharp, I don't think. And Dowler's well rested. Sobieski, it's understandable. He's played in so many games for the Sidekicks.
Well, Dowler himself, though, is just coming off a severe knee injury and rehabilitating. He's a fine player. They're working him back into shape. They're alternating him with Papaleo, who was the regular keeper most of the season. And if this series goes back to Tacoma Saturday night, I would feel fairly certain that Alan Hinton would go back to Papaleo as his keeper. At the other end, Chris Sobieski had a shaky second quarter.
Well, I talked to Gordon briefly before the game about the possibility of playing Phillips, and he had considered it. He admitted he'd considered it. But this is the guy who got him this far. He's played great for them all year, and he's going to let Sobey either win it for him or, well, not lose it exactly, but it's there for Sobey to do it for them tonight.
Well, if Dallas should win tonight, Chris Sobieski would set an all-time MISL record. Never has a keeper won 10 games in a playoff season. Sobey has won 9, tying Tino Lettieri's record from Minnesota. Alan Hinton and Gary Heel going over some last-minute instruction. You know, Hinton Hinton's done a really good job here. They spent a lot of money on Jungle, but Hinton found those other players, Mike. Those were not huge money acquisitions he made.
He's chatting there with Lamar Hunt just off camera.
Lamar, the former owner of the Dallas Tornado, currently the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, World Championship tennis, and has a piece of the Chicago Bulls of the NBA. We know who has the more speed. Moreland, it's sitting in front. No! Carpin can't get a foot on a ball laying in front of the net.
Oh, Carpin's had a very active 30 seconds, not quite worked out for him. Dowler got a bit fortunate twice.
Carpin, if only Carpin had bigger feet, Dallas would lead 3-2. See, Mike, I've often thought my size 13s would have been some use somewhere in the world. If Carpin had size 13s, Dallas might lead.
Well,
5 minutes.
They would lead, I think, because he was inches away from that.
Lawson out to head it away, but the Stars will get back to clean up. 4:50 remaining in the third quarter. Only 3 fouls against Dallas, only 1 against the Stars, so no real foul trouble for either team. As we head toward the end of the third quarter, and more, it's starting to look like that third goal could be extraordinarily critical in this one.
Well, it's all Dallas this game right now, except on the scoreboard. 2-2 is the score. Dallas is really dominating the period, but they're not being able to turn it into goals.
Smith's going to run on. Here's an attempt. No, can't quite control the ball. Radwanski picks it away. Back to Smith. Shot! Save! Radwanski!
Oh, what a great save by Dowler!
Outstanding save by Mike Dowler.
Just threw his hand up. That's a great save. A great reaction save by Dowler. Keeps the Stars from trailing. Here they are on the counter-attack. It's Waters. He's got Heel wide open on the outside. Lawson gets back.
Lawson cuts off the play.
End-to-end action. Here we go.
Radwanski with the run. He's got McLeod. Dowler with the diving save. I'm telling you, these two teams have played this kind of soccer now for 6 3/4 games. It's all out. That low-pressure game that some teams play in this league, none of it here.
Well, they need to ban that low pressure, as we've said before, and I think the testament to low pressure is that both of these teams, the high-pressure teams, are in the championship series.
And the low-pressure teams...
They're playing golf. They're on the golf course.
Here is Jungle, marked by Jeremovich. Preki, look out, this is dangerous. Oh, very wide and high. Preki tried to curl it left-footed, which is his specialty, and he hit it high and wide.
He tried that left-footed bender to catch the top corner, didn't quite get it.
3:15 remaining in the third quarter here at Reunion Arena. The Sidekicks and Stars remain knotted at 2 goals apiece.
And that man, Mark Carpin, there, came within an inch. Inches.
Here's the near miss earlier. Here's Moreland.
Carpin misses the flick by inches. He misses the flick.
Oh! He missed it twice. He misses it twice. His toes simply weren't long enough to reach the ball. Probably a matter of about an inch each swipe at it.
Had he kept his toes on the ground, he would have got enough of that ball to go in the back of the net.
Oh, a bad pass there, and Tattoo almost wrestles it away.
Boy, Boxing Game's had a good series for Tacoma.
Yes, he is. He's a very solid young player.
You know, he's an unsung hero type, but you can't win championships without several like him.
2:50 remaining third period. Flicked away from Tattoo as they triple team the league's MVP. And Dowler, who's come alive to make a couple of brilliant saves here late in the third period to preserve the tie, gets it out to his wing. And Tacoma, shell-shocked and, you know, fairly happy to still be tied in this game because the opportunities this quarter have been mostly Dallas opportunities.
Very happy.
Sobey to Tattoo. He's got a runner. And he can't get the ball to him. Fine play, Megson. Boy, Megson doesn't get the notice that a Rosenland or a Savage gets, but boy, is he a solid player.
Good player, you know, and he's under a lot of pressure. He's got his hands full every game. He's done a good job, even though Tattoo has 7 goals in the series.
Well, quite honestly, that's about Tattoo's average. 7 goals every 5 games. Sobieski will go long ball to Tattoo. Nice pass by Sobey.
Look at that. Davis on Tattoo. Crooks there as well.
1:45 remaining. Carpin tries to play it around Cookshaw and gets it back to McLeod. Dallas and Tacoma each seeking the goal that would put them up 3-2 in this game. And this is statistically the finest offensive unit Dallas can put on the floor. Lawson, Tattoo, Carpin, and McLeod. Now joining them, Smith. This is as good a 5 as you can put out there.
Tattoo's come really deep there, and Mixon's gone with him. Tattoo's drawn Mixon all the way out of the penalty area.
And they try to play long ball. In front, Carpin can't control it. Goodness gracious. It's around. It's headed up and headed to the chested to the goalie.
Nice play by Davis there. Very calm in a pressure situation.
They picked up Ricky Davis.
But see the space that was left in the Tacoma defense there when Tattoo came out of the penalty area and drew Mixon out there with him.
Attempted give and go. Tattoo plays around Gray and retains possession. And Godfrey Ingram takes it away from Tattoo. This is dangerous because he can fly. Ball through. Smith cuts it off.
Great effort by Smith. Now 2-on-2 at the other end.
Counter. Carpin would do well to run it up there. But now, oh, here we come. This is a chance. Powers runs on. Juremovich has the corner open. It's in front. Tattoo can't get it. Or rather, Carpin can't get it.
Great play by Ralph Black there to shield Carpin off the ball.
22 seconds remaining. Third period. Steal by Dallas, hit
away
into nowhere. 15 seconds remaining. Juremovich off, Lawson on. Here comes the attack. Megson as we go under 10 seconds.
Oh, Heels running free there.
Gray looking, doesn't, I think, understand how little time there is left. And this is going to end the, on a shaky note, the period ends with a ball bouncing in Dallas end. A scoreless 15 minutes. There are at least 15 minutes left in this MISL 6th game of the championship series. We go to the fourth quarter tied 2-all. Necessary will be played Saturday night at the Tacoma Dome. An HSE prime ticket will have that game for you live 9:30 Central Time, 7:30 on the Pacific Coast. The MISL Championship Series Saturday night if the Sidekicks are victorious tonight. Michael, I know fatigue is an incredible factor here, but somebody's going to have to dig down.
Well, that's right. For the Sidekicks here, this is potentially the last 15 minutes of their season if they don't do it.
In case you're just joining us, here's how the game has gone. The only goal of the first quarter, Doc Lawson with 11:07 left. In the second period, Heel tied it for the Stars, and then about 4 minutes later or so, the Stars took the lead in this 6th game on a goal by Steve Jungle, the assist to Joey Waters. Then a shorthanded goal, the first of this series. Kevin Smudger Smith on a give and go with Juremovich to tie it, and that's where we stand right now.
Got a sellout crowd here on hand, Norm. 16,824. Probably got about 500 no-shows. People who decided to watch the game on HSE.
Well, this is the 5th sellout in the MISL playoffs this year. 3 of them in the arena of a team that was so sick financially last year that its death notice had been prepared. Also, a 4th sellout in this series, in the MISL playoff series, was in Tacoma, a game Dallas played in. The only sellout in the MISL playoffs this year that did not involve Dallas was Tacoma at San Diego.
Well, this game's all on the line now. It's there to be won and lost.
Hopefully, Michael, it'll be won. You would hate to see something stupid happen.
Well, it will be won. I mean, somebody's going to win it.
Well, what I'm saying, though, is you'd hate to see in a series this good something stupid like an own goal, some kind of sloppy play, an official mistake, a mistake of any kind decide this series.
Well, that's right. We want to see it won on the field, you know, by the best team. Hopefully the best team on the day.
We remind you that if it is tied after 4 quarters, we go to sudden death overtime. First goal wins. Long ball, Juremovich, a 100-footer for Radwanski, and Tookshaw wins it. Again, you got to be real careful. You want to win the series, you want to get a goal, but you don't want early fouls to get you in trouble in this quarter. Either way, but that's been a problem for the Sidekicks, much more than the Stars in this period.
Well, 13 seconds into the quarter, that's the first foul against Dallas. Juremovic on Zungul. You know, they say Tattoo draws fouls great. There's nobody better than Zungul at drawing them. The way he backs in.
Here he is again, cut off by Juremovic, and Dallas owns the ball.
Boy, pressure here by the Stars. And Preki wins it in midfield and loses it to Milano.
Milano, 3 on 3.
Tattoo
on the wing, comes to his right foot and fires it in! Tattoo!
Well, you see, you got Waters on Tattoo. No way, Jose. Joe Waters going to stop Tattoo. Corner again, velocity, direction, gets it away quickly here.
Less than a minute into the fourth quarter, Tattoo, that was the one he took a while before, and he was about 4 inches to the right to hit the post. Now, the pressure suddenly shifts to the
play in the box.
Over the side, everybody wants the ball. Who's going to get the ball?
Tacoma gets it.
Tacoma gets it for a corner kick. The goal to Tattoo, the assist to Willie Milano, 54 seconds into the fourth period.
Oh, they've called a foul there.
Uh-oh, no.
It's not.
No.
Yeah, they've called a free kick.
Well, it's not been put on the board.
It's about to be.
It is now put, they call a handball on Dallas. Critical call because it gives the Sidekicks 2 early fouls in this fourth quarter. Jungle, left foot Preki, just like that, we're even.
Doesn't all go well for the Sidekicks. Every time he's scored in this series, every time he scored against the Sidekicks, Tacoma's won the game, but he's got that rocket left foot. The two most dominant players in this series, possibly in the league, with the exception of the young man in San Diego, Ranko Sagoda.
Preki, the assist to Jungle, just runs on left-footed, and a bullet. And it took the Tacoma Stars 37 seconds to even this game. 37 seconds. Jungle, touch pass, set play. Preki with the bomb, we're even.
Score at 1:31 in the fourth period. Well, play Preki a little loose there. You would think, as dangerous as he is, that he's one guy there that you'd really have to mark a bit tighter. Take a chance, leave somebody else open, but don't leave him open.
Well, you'd think, Mike, that maybe the Dallas Sidekicks would have done better marking Preki out of that set play and playing it 4-on-4, trying to prevent the ball from going out there. But that's history. We're tied 3-3. We're under 13.5 minutes to go. And that awful stat of when Preki scores against Dallas, Tacoma wins, staring.
This time plays it.
Carpet in front. No, it's wide. And Dallas will try to collect and keep possession. Boy, and look at the pressure Tacoma puts on Gray out there in the face. Tattoo with a fine run. It's in! Tattoo! A one-man gang scores again!
Well, he's a one-man wrecking crew. Where was Megson? Megson was nowhere near Tattoo. Ball ends up in the back of the net.
What a fourth period in Dallas. It took 54 seconds
competitor this guy is.
This is a one-man run, Mike.
Direct to goal. Fowler got a hand on it, but the velocity again beat him.
Now there are 12.5 minutes left for Dallas to try to protect this one-goal lead. And again, the pressure switches to the Tacoma Stars. Oh, that could have been a foul on McLeod for holding heel. Look out there. There's Jan Rogers, the blonde-haired lady in the middle doing a little dancing. She's one of the owners of the club. 3:34 to go. We're about to resume play. Dallas goes with a very, very defensive unit. A very quick defensive unit of McLeod, Smith, Radwanski, Uremovich, and Powers. 5 players, all of them solid defensive specialist players. And you'd expect the Stars to do what they're doing, and that's go with the guys who can put it in the net. This is the Stars' power play unit plus Seco.
Ball played in the heel.
There is Seco. Smith bumps him. Dallas has to be careful of getting a 5th foul here. Seco again. Through! No goal. Why?
The heel was open in the box and Seco was looking for him.
This is
Seco again. The heel's there again.
Right to the feet of Sobieski. He looks for the break. It's not there. He decides to just lob the ball out toward Radwanski, who flicks it on. 2:50 remaining.
Sobey initially looked to throw the ball the length of the field and try and get the goal, but Davis was back there quickly, recognized the danger.
Now you can do that. If the goalie skips it once in midfield, it can be thrown into the net by the goalkeeper.
Right,
that's legal.
You can't throw it in on the fly.
Right.
Let's go off the turf, all off the boards, all off the player.
Brecky, Davis to his right, runs on. Fires. Knocked out of there. Davis with the left foot. It's loose. Knocked out of there again. 2:20 remaining. Ingram and Brecky. Dallas may well have to play the rest of the game with this lineup on the floor.
Well, they need to get possession is what they need to do. Not easy to do against this lot.
Dangerous Brecky. Already has a goal in the game.
Equally dangerous Ingram. Back to Brecky. Turns that nice shot. Turn well played by Radwanski to block the shot.
Yes, it was. It goes to a free wing. The Stars have to battle for possession. Do they get it? Yes. Seco in front. Heel. Davis runs on. Blocked in there. It goes to the corner, and Dallas will get possession with Wes McLeod. He tries to come up the boards with it. No. It's loose, and the Stars have it in midfield. 1:35 remaining. Seco comes forward to Brecky. 1.5 minutes. Brecky runs toward his strong foot. Left foot. Seco corner. Blocked by Uremovich. Charging along the boards. Brecky lays it in front. Is anybody going to get it? Yes, it's just golfed down the floor and against the boards as the clock ticks on Tacoma. 1:10 remaining. Dallas fighting off the man disadvantage. The 6th attacker. Ingram in front. It skips over and the shot is high by Seco. Will this go in the net? No. Davis has the speed to track it down and it's left of the net. You see the clock inserted in your screen. That's the time we have left. There's your situation. Dallas up a goal. We go under 50 seconds. Davis, Brecky, across Jungle. It's in! It's in! 40 seconds to go, and the Lord of all indoors has struck again. Steve Jungle. And it looks like we're going to work overtime tonight in Reunion Arena. Steve Jungle from the right point. A blast to the upper corner. Again, it's Brecky threading the path behind Radwanski. Jungle from the point drills it, and we're even at 4. The Stars certainly have come out in the second half. The Dallas the Tacoma goals, Brecky and the incomparable Jungle. Jungle from Brecky at 14:20. We are even and headed for overtime. Maybe. Vanderbeck to the wing. Under a half minute. 2 men in there. Lawson shot through. Shot by Moreland is deflected wide. Oh, there was an opportunity. 20 seconds. This is the last scoring opportunity the game, and Dallas will have it as we go to 15 seconds. Moreland looks for Tattoo. Is a hat trick there. He turns to the right foot. Lawson's going to have the shot. Blocked by the face of Crook. Oh, my goodness. The shoulder and face of Billy Crook took a real blow there.
Crook gave his all there in the cause with 4 seconds left. Kick in Dallas.
Tell you what, that shoulder is going to be black and blue, isn't it?
Timeout.
Sidekicks get a timeout. Boy, Mike, you've got to admire Tacoma. They just kept after it.
Well, you know, I mean, great players play great in great games. And in this period, it's Tattoo for Dallas with 2 goals. And the Stars' 2 leading players, Preki and Zungel, when the pressure's on, they've come through. All 3 of those players.
About the last thing either of these teams of athletes really needed in their lives was to work overtime in a game. But unless there's literally a miracle in this one, with 4 seconds to go, tied at 4, that's what we're going to do. And overtime is just like a regular game. You play 15 minutes, you stop. If nobody scored, you switch sides. And you play another.
1 goal ends it.
Yes, it does.
Sidekicks here now with 4 seconds left. We'll probably try and get the ball into Tattoo, either for the shot or to draw the foul. Still 5 fouls on Tacoma, and the fouls will carry forward. If they commit the 6th one, would carry forward into the overtime.
Very good point, Mike. What this may be is a play designed not so much to score, but perhaps to draw a foul.
Tacoma's aware of that as well. But, I mean, they'd rather foul him than have him win it for him right now.
Kick in, right side for Dallas. Maybe back to Lawson for one last blast. He's going to run on the ball himself. Lawson will. Hits it. Lawson says, wait. Herb Silva says, yep.
And the referee's giving him a warning there for not getting the ball in play within the allotted 5 seconds after he tells him to.
Dallas steers Milano to the front.
Well, the Stars are trying to block that passing lane into Tattoo.
Perhaps Carpin up across the middle. Silva positions the defense. Marks it ready for play. Blows the whistle. Lawson's shot blocked. That's it. We head for overtime.
That's the end of regulation time.
Well, Mike, early on we suggested we might work overtime tonight, and here we are, my friend. Buckle up, get yourself a sandwich. We may have a long evening in front of us. You never know. These things can go a long, long way. Overtime, sudden death overtime, when we resume at Reunion Arena. Whichever you prefer, that's the stage we reached. And Michael, here's the tying goal with 40 seconds left.
Davis over to Preki. It's that long ball across the field to the open. Zungel hits it first time. Can't do it any better.
You know, what happened there was Eddie Radwanski got caught a little too far out on the point of the defense, and Preki got the ball behind him to the other wing.
Can't do it any better than that man just did there to get this Tacoma Stars back in this game at 4 each.
Jungle with a pat on the back for his fellow captain Victor Moreland, while we tell you some notes on overtime. This is first position. You can tell that finances are a little problem in this league, Mike. I think they cost a nickel. In overtime, there have been 6 overtime games during the 1987 playoffs. The home team has won once. That was Dallas, which beat Baltimore. They also lost to Baltimore in overtime. Tacoma's all-time playoff record in overtime, 1-1. Dallas all-time also 1-1. The longest overtime game this year, they played an extra 12 Cleveland beat Minnesota 6-5. The longest in MISL history. They've never had one go past one quarter. 1981, March 12th, Baltimore's Dan Counts, remember him? Led the Blast to a 6-5 win over the Cleveland Force. The shortest Dallas participated in. This year, Baltimore's Andy Chapman scored in less than 2 minutes to beat the Sidekicks 3-2. Shortest overtime goal in MISL history. Mark Liverich, what a left foot he had from the New York Arrows, scored 17 seconds into the overtime to beat the Blast. We could be here a little while, or we could be here a sudden death overtime. When something hits twine, we go home.
I was trying to find Coughlin, stolen by Waters. Back to Dowler. 3:12 to play.
Long pass for Heel. Skipped by as Tacoma really looks fatigued, Mike. They're not building their attack like they did in the regulation time. They're trying out a long ball, hoping to string one man.
They're sitting back a bit. They're trying to steal this game. Sidekicks are taking it to them. Becky and Megson.
We've gone under 3 minutes.
Back.
Here's the dangerous Lawson, who scored once in this game already. It's through. Moreland tries to turn, tries to get it back, can't do either. Look out here, Pregame on his wing, on his run. Moreland tries to help. Oh, the ball to Megson barely eludes him. In front it is. Here comes Gray to run on the ball. Oh, he had the man Megson in the corner.
Great save by Sobieski from the Blast by Black.
Here is the goal. It
blocked on the line.
It hit Powers right in the face, or that would have been the game. Chest and chin blocked it. Black, jungle. Moreland deflects it. Gray picks it up. 2 minutes to go. Moreland has it. Tries to flail it out of there. Pregame misses. Misses an open far corner. My, you don't see Pregame miss a net very often, but he did there. There's a man on the run. Tattoo. It's McLeod. It's in front.
Great save by Dowler. Got a hand on it. Kept it away from Milano.
Oh, my. We go end to end. 1:40 remaining in overtime. Oh, my. Either team could have won in the last 30 seconds.
Heel.
Uh-oh.
By McLeod.
Uh-oh. Heel on the run. Blocked. Milano cleans up with Sobieski. Fortunate to not get a foul call there. McLeod reached out for him. They could have called a hold.
He recovered well.
Minute and 10 left. Redwanski far post. Smith left corner. Lawson goes at Pregame. Lawson to the right foot, and it bounces way, way, way over the glass. Out of bounds. 59 seconds to go. Time out. Oh, everybody's going to get to sit down in Reunion Arena for 30 seconds.
Except me. I'm starting to go.
Go ahead and sit down, Mike. Feel free. Doc Lawson, edge for a cup of water. Everybody takes a few deep breaths. We are less than a minute away from having the longest MISL playoff game in history. Game 7, if necessary in this series. It'll only be necessary if Dallas scores. Just put it this way. If Dallas scores, we'll see you Saturday night, 9:30 Central Time, 7:30 West Coast time.
If Tacoma scores, we'll see you next season.
If Tacoma scores, we'll see you next season. That's what it comes down to. 59 seconds left in this first overtime. And if there are no goals here, the teams take 3 minutes off, go back at it. This is like the old marathon dancing. You get 5 minutes off every hour.
Well, it's just what neither of these two teams really wanted. Going to overtime, faced with the prospect of having to play 7 games in 12 days. Every day they're not playing, they're flying.
Ball with that tick under 1 minute remaining. Neither team in any foul trouble unless Tacoma draws 2 quick ones. You see the clock inset here. Long ball. Ooh, Cooksha judges it well.
Nice play by Davis.
Davis, blasting game. Davis on the run. Good header by Moreland to save it. Uh-oh, Tattoo with Megson. Now some help. Blasting game helps. Through to Carpin. It rolls across the goal mouth with a half-minute to go.
Tried to get it back to Tattoo and got a bit too close to him. Ball hit off Tattoo's foot, ran across the penalty area.
Look out here. They put the guns on.
He's looking for Jungle.
Yes, he is.
Finds Davis. Now they find Jungle. Backing in. Nice turn.
Down he goes. Fouled Alice. That's okay. As long as it's not 2 minutes, that's okay.
An awfully dangerous situation, that, though. That close in. He's got a nice angle.
Now, in this spot, Jungle will often knock back to the defender, Megson, who runs onto the right foot for a blast.
Yep.
No, it bounces back to Megson, but on a deflection.
Well,
under 10 seconds, as you can see by the clock. Ingram with the last chance.
Quick.
Shot, blocked. Turns. That's it. That's the quarter. That's the quarter. Runs out with the Stars attacking. We have now played the longest championship playoff game in MISL history. Never have any of the championship games that went to overtime ever gone this far. We're in diversion territory here. We'll be back for the second overtime.
Yeah, that might have been a dive there. But it's not the first one we've seen tonight. Maybe the first one by Tattoo.
It had the look of a dive, didn't it, with a lot of the theatrics. Milano's ball.
Dangerous.
Yes. Waters getting back to help his Moreland. Good run by Moreland to shut off the initial thrust. Here's the dangerous Gary Heel. Oh, turns away from Milano.
Needs cover.
Pregame.
You need to get cover for Moreland with Preki.
Uh-oh, trouble here. Preki's alone. Blocked by Milano, of all people.
Boy, does he cut that ball back great. That player's going every which way then.
Milano steals. Around Black. No, Black with a terrific toe poke.
Nice play by Black. Here's the dangerous Preki again. Blocked by Moreland. Out to Black.
Milano with an outstanding play on what might have been the finishing goal of this game had he not blocked it. Heel looks. Uh-oh. Preki's loose. Double team.
Hits the
left
shot.
Foot. Stay out of there. Knocked out of there by McLeod. It stayed left of the box. Milano with a long, long run to Redwanski. Redwanski goes to his left. The shot. Oh, it goes right past Milano on the rebound. That ball almost hit Milano and deflected in.
Rebound just came behind Milano. End-to-end. Preki now at the other end. Pressured by Jeremovic. 10 minutes to play. The ball played in.
Dangerous Jungle. Left foot. It's wide.
Davis with a rebound. Cleared out of there by Powers.
As only Jungle can do, a shot from nothing.
He's backing in again to Powers. Preki's looking for him. Can't get it to him, but Black can.
Shot from way out. Jungle with a rebound. It's loose in there. Jeremovic, nice.
Jungle wanted a penalty. Don't think they're going to end this game on a penalty at this stage.
There's the run. Carpin's got it. Can he get the shot off?